Greetings of the day. I hope all are doing well. Welcome to the one more session on fluid mechanics. We had discussed about viscosity and solved a few numerical problems to better understand the concept of viscosity. We have a lot more problems coming our way so that we can further understand more about viscosity. We will take up a problem and continue. Take it down. The space between two square parallel plates, the space between two square parallel plates is filled with a fluid, Each side of the plate is 60 centimeter. The thickness of the oil film is 12.5 millimeter. Full stop. The upper plate which moves with 2.5 meter per second, requires a force of 98.1 Newton. Full stop. Determine first one, dynamic viscosity of oil in poise, P-O-I-S-E. Second one, kinematic viscosity in Stokes. Full stop. Take the specific gravity of oil as 0.95. If you can recall what we had done in the previous class, you can just recall one single equation that governs viscosity. What was that? Tau is equal to mu into du by dy. In that, tau means shear stress, which is nothing but shear force by area. Mu is coefficient of dynamic viscosity, and then you have du by dy, which is rate of shear strain, or in other words, du is representing the speed, dy is representing the distance between two surfaces or the thickness of oil film. Now, if you can observe the data in the problem, you will get the hints that are required to solve the problem. Now, what are the things that are given to you? You have a small space between two square parallel plates. If you can have two square parallel plates like this, the gap between them is 12.5 millimeter. How do I know that it is 12.5 millimeter? Because the oil film thickness is given to be 12.5 millimeter. So, that has to be the thickness of the oil film has to be the gap between the two parallel plates, and he says the upper plate moves with a velocity of how much? If I am not wrong, it is 2.5 meter per second. For this to move at 2.5 meter per second, you require 98.1 Newton force. So, most of the things are given, and let us see what needs to be calculated. You have two questions to be answered. One is dynamic viscosity, the other one is kinematic viscosity. Note that you will have to keep them not in terms of SI units, but in terms of CGS system, that is viscosity in terms of poise, I mean dynamic viscosity in terms of poise, and kinematic viscosity in terms of Stokes. We will work out how do we get into those things. I will first go with the data given in the order that they are given. So there are two parallel plates. Each side of the plate is 60 centimeter. Side is equal to 60 centimeter. 60 centimeter, centi is not in SI. So centi is 10 power minus 2. That means 60 into 10 power minus 2 becomes 0.6 meter. Now you will also have to calculate the area of the plate. You always remember in fluid mechanics, wherever we are considering the area, area must be the area of the surface that is in contact with the fluid. Now which part of the plate is in contact with the fluid? I have told you that these are the two square plates. Now this inner part of the square plate is in contact with the fluid. So each side of the plate is 0.8, how much? 0.6 meters. So this is 0.6 and this is 0.6. So area of the square plate becomes 0.6 into 0.6. I have Professor Manjunath and Professor Pradeep with me. They could please help me with the calculations. Area is 0.6 into 0.6, 0.36. 0.36 meter square. Going ahead, you have been given the thickness of the oil film as 12.5 millimeter. So dy is equal to 12.5 millimeter. Milli is nothing but 10 power minus 3. 12.5 into 10 power minus 3 meter. And in continuation, you have the upper plate which is moving at 2.5 meter per second. That means du is 2.5 meter per second. And then you have been given the force required to pull this plate. F is equal to 98.1 Newton, which is in SI unit. Nothing needs to be done. And then you have to calculate what is the dynamic viscosity. And at the end of the problem, he says specific gravity of the liquid is 0.95. Specific gravity of liquid used is 0.95. Once the specific gravity is given, you should think in such a way that whether the given liquid is denser than water or less denser than water. 0.95 is the specific gravity of the given liquid. Water, that is the standard liquid, has a specific gravity of 1. So what is given to us is a liquid which is less denser than water. And then you will have to calculate what is viscosity mu in Poise and kinematic viscosity in Stokes. Using this data and try to fit into the only equation that we know about viscosity, that is tau is equal to, we know that tau is equal to mu into du by dy, where tau is nothing but force by area. You have been given force, you have calculated how much is area, so left hand side is not an issue. Du is given, dy is given, you can easily calculate what is mu. So now I will write this as F by A is equal to mu into du by dy. Now what is F? He says it is 98.1. Divided by the area that you have just calculated, that is 0.36. This must be equal to mu into, because mu needs to be calculated, du is 2.5 divided by, how much is dy? Thickness of the oil film, that is 12.5 millimeter. 12.5 into 10 power minus 3. Take out the calculator and do it for yourself. Find out how much is mu. Remember that what you are getting here will be in SI units, because all the other parameters are in SI units. Hence you will end up getting the answer also in SI units. So mu, what I have achieved here is the value of mu as 1.362 Newton second per meter square, which is nothing but its SI unit. But he says that you will have to keep the answer in terms of Poise. I had told you that to get the equivalent value in SI unit from Poise, what we were doing, we were actually dividing it by 10. Now you will have to get the equivalent value in Poise, so you will have to multiply it by 10. Therefore mu is equal to 1.362 into 10 is 13.62 poise. 13.62 poise. Now, what we know about kinematic viscosity? First part of the question is answered. Second part asks you to find out what is kinematic viscosity. We know that kinematic viscosity nu is equal to dynamic viscosity by rho. Dynamic viscosity I have just found out, and now you will have to calculate what is the density of it, so that you get what is nu. What is density? How do I calculate density? Get back to basics. What do we have in basics about density? Density is nothing but mass by volume. But all those things are not required, because in the problem he has specifically mentioned that specific gravity or relative density is equal to 0.95. From the given specific gravity you can calculate its density, because but you can write, but specific gravity of given liquid is equal to, you always know it, density of given liquid by density of standard liquid. Density of standard liquid is 1000 kg per meter cube, because the standard liquid is water. Now, if you calculate this, density of given liquid is equal to, specific gravity is given to be 0.95 into 1000. So, you will have density of given liquid as 950 kg per meter cube. Now, please understand, you cannot write 13.62 for mu, because you will have to first have everything in terms of SI units and then only convert. Now, what should be the value of mu? Mu should be taken as 1.362 only. Now, therefore, nu is equal to 1.362 divided by 950. How much is that? 1.362 divided by 950. 1 into 10 power minus 3. To convert this from SI unit to Stokes, what should be done? You know that for converting from SI unit to Stokes, you would multiply it by 10 power minus 4. Now, you will have to divide it by 10 power minus 4. Therefore, nu is equal to 1.43 into 10 power minus 3 divided by 10 power minus 4. So, you will get 10 power minus 4 is in the denominator, 10 power minus 3 is in the numerator. When it goes up, you will only be left with 10 power 1. So, it becomes 14.3 Stokes. I repeat this if you have not understood. 10 power minus 4, here you have 10 power minus 3. When you cancel, you are left with 10 power minus 1 in the denominator. So, when it goes to the numerator, it becomes 10 power plus 1. So, you end up with 14.3 Stokes. The SI unit I have forgotten to mention, it is meter square per second. Next problem. Find the kinematic viscosity of an oil. Find the kinematic viscosity of an oil having density of 981 kg per meter cube. 981 kg per meter cube. Full stop. The shear stress at a point, on the oil is 0.2452 Newton per meter square, and velocity gradient at that point is 0.2 per second. 0.2 per second. A very simple problem. What is velocity gradient? By the way, velocity gradient is nothing but the rate of shear strain that you write, that is du by dy, and he says that it is 0.2 per second. What is the meaning of that? Du has a unit of, du means what? Speed or velocity. So that has to have a unit of meter per second. Dy is the distance or thickness. So it has a unit of meter. So meter per second per meter. So meter and meter gets cancelled. You are left with per second. So straight away you have been given what is du by dy. Tau means shear stress. Shear stress is also straight away given 0.2452 if I am not wrong, Newton per meter square, that also is in SI unit. And what is to be calculated about in the problem? He has asked you to calculate the kinematic viscosity is asked. So first you will have to calculate what is dynamic viscosity, and then only you will have to calculate what is kinematic viscosity. So first we will take up what are the given data. Now you have density of the given liquid as 981 kg per meter cube. Whether the given liquid is denser than water or not. Water has a density of 1000 kg per meter cube. This has a density of 981 kg per meter cube. So it is less denser than water. And then this liquid, the shear stress at a point on the liquid, that is shear stress tau at a point is 0.2452. 0.2452 Newton per meter square, and velocity gradient du by dy is straight away given to be 0.2 per second. You will have to calculate what is kinematic viscosity, but you will know that to get kinematic viscosity it is very important to get dynamic viscosity, and we have a ready equation for dynamic viscosity. We know that nu is equal to mu by rho. But to get mu, tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Tau is 0.2452. It must be equal to mu into du by dy is 0.2. Sir, mu value please, 0.2452 divided by 0.2. 1.226 Newton second per meter square. Now you can apply this in the equation of nu. Now nu is equal to 1.226 divided by rho. Rho of the given liquid is 981. 1.25 into 10 power minus 3 meter square per second. If you want, you can keep this in Stokes. How do I do it? Divide it by 10 power minus 4. So it is nothing but 1.25 into 10 power minus 3 divided by 10 power minus 4. Therefore, nu is equal to 12.5 Stokes. See, this is not asked in the problem. It is not mandatory for you to do it in the problem. Do not confuse and write a wrong answer at the end. It is sufficient if you stop at this point, because he has not asked you to get the value in terms of Stokes. If you are confident, you do it. Otherwise, stop at this point. Next problem. Determine the viscosity of a liquid. Determine the viscosity of a liquid having kinematic viscosity of 6 Stokes, Stokes, 6 Stokes, and specific gravity 1.9 and specific gravity 1.9. What is to be calculated in the problem? Viscosity stands for dynamic viscosity, and he has given you kinematic viscosity. Nu is given to be 6 Stokes. Stokes is not the SI unit. I repeat, you have to remember it. Stokes is not SI unit. How do you convert into SI units? Multiply it by 10 power minus 4. Unit in SI is meter square per second, and specific gravity is given to be 1.9. 1.9 means it is definitely denser than water. Water has a specific gravity of 1, whereas the liquid given here has a specific gravity of 1.9. So, it is a denser liquid than water. What needs to be calculated from this is mu. What do we know? We know that nu is equal to mu by rho. If you can get what is rho, the problem is solved, because mu, you will have to calculate mu. Nu is given. How do I get rho? We know that you have specific gravity of the given liquid, using which specific gravity of the given liquid is equal to density of given liquid by density of standard liquid, that is water. So, you can write this as density of given liquid is equal to 1.9 into 1000. Therefore, density of the given liquid is 1900 kg per meter cube. Therefore, here nu is how much? 6 into 10 power minus 4. This must be equal to mu divided by 1900. So, the value of mu is equal to 6 into 10 power minus 4 into 1900. 1.14 Newton second per meter square. If you want, you convert this into poise. How do I do it? How do I convert this into poise? Multiply it by 10. Therefore, mu is equal to 11.4 poise. Next problem, a very important one and a different nature of the problem. The dynamic viscosity of an oil, used for lubrication between shaft and sleeve is 6 poise. The shaft is of diameter 0.4 meter and rotates at 190 rpm. Full stop. Calculate the power loss in the bearing for a sleeve length of 90 millimeter. Full stop. The thickness of the film is 1.5 millimeter. Thickness of the film is 1.5 millimeter. So, it's a sort of a practical problem. Most of you would be having your own vehicles. You must have heard about this shaft and sleeve system in your two-wheelers. So, it is the rotating part of the vehicle. Now, I have a piece of chalk put inside chalk holder. Consider the chalk holder to be the shaft, or chalk holder to be the sleeve and the piece of chalk to be the shaft. I will use my pen for a better understanding. Now, what is given to you is, consider this cap to be the sleeve and this pen to be the shaft. If I put the shaft inside and start rotating, there is friction induced. To avoid that friction between the shaft and sleeve, an oil is used to lubricate between this. That is what he says, that lubricating oil is of thickness 1.5 millimeter, and you will have to calculate the viscosity of this lubricant. To get the viscosity of this lubricant, what are the things that needs to be done? The data set for the same is given to you. I will read out the problem for you again. The dynamic viscosity is in fact given. Dynamic viscosity of the oil used to lubricate between these two is given as 6 poise, and the shaft is of the diameter. The diameter of the shaft is 0.4. The diameter is 0.4 meter, and you will and it is being rotated at 190 rotations per minute, that is 190 RPM. If I keep rotating this, it has to rotate 190 times in 1 minute. And calculate the power loss in the bearing. If it is continuously being rotated, there is definitely power loss. It is just like you running for 10 minutes. Definitely some power is lost, and that power loss needs to be calculated for a sleeve length of 90 millimeter. Though the shaft is of different length, the sleeve length is 90 millimeter only. The shaft and sleeve are in contact only for 90 millimeter. This is very, very important in this problem. The shaft length is not given and it is indefinite, not to be worried at all, but sleeve length is 90 millimeter. That means to say the shaft and sleeve put together are in contact for only a length of 90 millimeter. Now, what is the power lost? What is the equation we have to calculate the power lost in the bearing? Power lost can be calculated using 2 pi nt divided by 60. That equation is known to you since you have studied from the elements of mechanical engineering in the previous semester. 2 pi nt divided by 60, in that T is nothing but the torque. What is torque? Torque is force into perpendicular distance. What is force? What is perpendicular distance? Perpendicular distance from where? Okay, what is the force here? Where do I get the force from? What is actually the force? There is shear stress. Shear stress is nothing but force divided by area. That force you will have to calculate. And what is the area? I have told you that in fluid mechanics you always consider the area as the area of any body that is in contact with liquid. Now, when the shaft is rotating like this, which part or how much area of the shaft is in contact with the liquid? Very, very important point. Now, you consider the shaft is rotating like this and the oil film is surrounding this. So, how much area of the shaft is in contact with the liquid? It is not just the surface area. Though it is surface area, you cannot calculate it as cross-sectional area. Remember, the cross-sectional area of the shaft can be calculated because diameter is straight away given, and if you put pi d square by 4 as the area, it is not correct because it only represents the cross-sectional area. That means if you cut this, what you see is the cross-sectional area, but it is rotating like this. The entire surface is in contact with the liquid. So, to calculate area, you will have to make use of pi dl, where pi into d gives you the circumference, L is the length of contact. Now, I will show you like this. Pi d gives you the circumference and this is the sleeve length which is for 90 millimeter. So, pi dl gives you the area of contact which has to be taken as area. Now, you have area, and if you get if you have this if you have the tau, you can get what is the force. Now, let me note down what are the things given, or for better understanding I will go with a diagram. Now, I will draw a shaft. Shaft is of diameter 0.4 meter, d is equal to 0.4 meter. Now, shaft length I do not know, but there is a sleeve within which it is rotating, and you have an oil film between the shaft and sleeve, and the thickness of that oil film, he says, is 1.5 millimeter, that is dy is equal to 1.5 millimeter, and this is rotating at 190 RPM. What is this RPM? It is rotations per minute. If I rotate where I am standing, am I moving? No. But what effort I am putting in rotating myself, if I put in the linear direction, you will get the velocity. So when I rotate, it is rotations per minute. If I convert that rotatory movement into linear movement, what I get is velocity. So what is the equation that governs it? If you remember it properly, the equation that governs it is pi d n by 60. So to convert rotatory motion into linear motion, you will have to have pi d n by 60. If you can convert this into meter per second from rotations per minute, you will have, this is nothing but n, which is rotations per minute. Pi d n by 60 will fetch you what is its equivalent in linear direction. So that also can be calculated. What next is given? Calculate the power loss in the bearing for a length of 90 millimeter. That means this sleeve length L is equal to 90 millimeter. This is 90 millimeter. So what needs to be calculated is power lost in the bearing. So I'll write all those things that I require. D is equal to 0.4 meter. L is equal to 90 millimeter is nothing but 90 into 10 power minus 3 meter. dy is equal to 1.5 into 10 power minus 3 meter, and then you have rotations per minute, nothing but n is equal to 190 rotations per minute, and then you have to calculate power lost. We know that power lost P is equal to 2 pi n t divided by 60. In most of the equations we have now started to use pi. I would like to tell you a very interesting fact about pi. What is the meaning of pi? Whatever may be the dimension of the circle, the value of pi doesn't change. What is the value of pi? Pi is 3.14. The value, it is known worldwide and is equal to 3.14. Why will it not change with any dimension of the circle? Because pi is the ratio of circumference to diameter. Whatever may be the circumference and whatever may be the diameter, for a given circle, the ratio of circumference and diameter gives you the value of pi, and hence value of pi doesn't change for any given circle. Also, since you have 3.14 in honor of pi, March means month number 3, March 14th is celebrated as Pi Day, because it is written as 314. So March 14th is celebrated as Pi Day. Why I told you here is, you keep using the value of pi, and pi value doesn't change with any of the given diameter or given dimension of the circle. Now here pi is a known value, n is given. If you can calculate T, that is torque, you can easily solve this problem. What is torque? Torque is nothing but force into perpendicular distance. What is the force and what is the perpendicular distance? Where is the force now? Now this shaft is being rotated at 190 rotations per minute. It is being rotated about the center like this. Now distance from here to here is what I mean by perpendicular distance. What is the force? Now that force you will have to calculate how much force is required to drive this. You will have to calculate. If you calculate, perpendicular distance is known. Perpendicular distance, what is this? From the figure you can observe that it is nothing but the radius of the shaft. So radius of the shaft is nothing but 0.2 meter. So in this, if you have to calculate torque, the only requirement now is the calculation of force. Where is force hiding? Force is in the equation that we know about viscosity. Tau is equal to mu into du by dy, where tau is force by area. You can easily calculate what is area now, because you know that it is the contact area, that is surface area and not the cross sectional area, which is given by pi d into L. All the values are known. And then mu he himself has given. Du, what is this du? Du you can calculate using pi dn by 60. Du is over. Dy he has himself given. The only point unknown in the equation is now force. If you calculate force, you will get torque. If you get torque, you will get what is the power. Now I will start from where, but we know that tau is equal to mu into du by dy. I am slowly solving each and every part of the problem. That is how you must approach a problem. What is tau? Tau is equal to F by A. F by A is equal to mu into du by dy. Why I wrote this is, here in this pi is known, n is known, only t is to be known. So what I will do is, for convenience, where t is equal to force into perpendicular distance. If I write this, you will come to know why I have written this. Here perpendicular distance is known, force can be taken out from this. That is why I have written that. Now in this case, A needs to be calculated, du needs to be calculated, mu and dy are already given. I have forgotten to write mu here. Mu is given as 6 poise. How do I convert this into SI unit? 6 poise is nothing but you will have to divide it by 10 so that you get the equivalent value in SI. So 0.6 Newton second per meter square. Here now you will have to calculate area and du. Here area is equal to area of contact, very important, not cross sectional area. How much area is in contact? Pi d is the circumference, sleeve length is 90 millimeter. So I will write this as pi d into L. So pi is 3.14, diameter is 0.4, length is 90 millimeter, that is 90 into 10 power minus 3. Sir, can you get me the area? 0.395. One more digit if you can. 3956 meter square. Area is equal to 0.3956 meter square. Area is 0.113 meter square. I am sorry, 0.113 meter square. And now du also, du is pi dn by 60. Pi is 3.14, diameter is 0.4, 190 is the rotations per minute, that is n, divided by 60. How much is du? Du is 3.919 meter per second. 3.919 meter per second. So now we have calculated area as well as du. Mu and dy are already with you. So you can easily get what is force. I will rub this part. Now I will also take out this figure so that I have more space on the board. Now F by A, F I will retain as it is. Area you have got 0.113. This must be equal to mu. 6 poise is nothing but 0.6 Newton second per meter square into du by dy. Du is 3.919 divided by dy. Dy had given to you as 1.5 millimeter, that is 1.5 into 10 power minus 3. So using this, how much is F? F is found to be 180.04 Newton. 180.04 Newton. Any different answer? 177. Okay. You students can solve it using their calculators and they will get the answer. If there is slight difference, not to be worried at all. How much is the value you have got, sir? 177.113 Newton. Now you have force. you will have to calculate what is the torque. How do I calculate the torque? Now we know that torque T is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Force is 177.13 into how much is the perpendicular distance? Perpendicular distance is 0.2 meters. I had shown it to you in the drawing. Perpendicular distance is 0.2. Now how much is the torque? 35.42. What is the unit of torque? You can observe force has a unit of Newton, perpendicular distance has a unit of meter. So unit of torque must be Newton meter. We are at the end of this problem. Once you get the torque, what is the next step? You will have to calculate what is the power lost in the bearing. Now finally power lost is equal to 2 pi nt divided by 60. 2 into 3.14 into n, it is 190 into torque is 35.42 divided by 60. 704.83. What is the unit? If you can, what is power? Power is the rate of doing work. Work is force into displacement. So finally you have Newton meter per second, or in other words you can straight away put it in terms of watts or watts. It's a very important problem because you have a lot of concepts involved in it. I hope you have understood, and I will wind up this class at this moment and will continue in the next class. Thanks for patient listening.